In the 7 deadly sins, the power gap between characters is massive. The weak might say I'm sorry for being born human, while the strong stand supreme as the one throughout heaven and earth. Today we're ranking the top combat classes in the 7 deadly sins. Number 10. The original demon. Once created by the Demon King, this original demon possesses powers surpassing all other demons. During the battle for the kingdom of Camelot, Cusack and Chandler were forced to merge once again into their original demon form. The magic power from their fusion shattered Merlin's barrier instantly. With a combat class of 341-0, he easily suppressed Escanor at night, sending him flying 10 meters into the sky. Facing Ludociel of the 4 Archangels, he used his innate magic crisis, trading his own life force for increased power, leaving Ludociel completely defenseless. Number 9. King of the 7 deadly sins, the strongest fairy king in history. His inherent magic disaster allows him to draw out and amplify physical ailments, worsening them to a lethal degree. His spirit spear chassis fall is even more formidable, capable of shifting into various configurations depending on the flow of battle. Before his wings sprouted, his combat class was 490, enough to effortlessly defeat holy knights of the kingdom. After returning to the fairy king's forest with Ban, he faced an invading Albion. By unleashing the spirit spear's true power, he defeated the ancient beast. This pushed his ability to a whole new level. Following the trial of Gloxinia, King finally routed a pair of wings, granting him a massive power boost. His combat class soared to 41,600, yet he was still no match for Mael after he absorbed 4 commandments and was ruthlessly crushed. Just as he was lamenting his own weakness, he remembered the promise he made to Diane. A powerful surge of protective instinct took hold, awakening the dormant power hidden within his body. His combat class skyrocketed to 416-0, easily crushing Mael, who had absorbed 4 commandments. I rank 8 Mael of the 4 Archangels. As the goddess race's strongest warrior, he was bestowed with the Grace Sunshine by the supreme deity. Killing Gauther's lover during the Holy War, he fell victim to Gauther the Selfless's forbidden curse. Mael's memories as a goddess were rewritten into those of a Starossa of the demon clan. As a result, his grace was lost, and he instead received the commandment of love. Though his combat class dropped to 60-0, he could still use his commandment to suppress anyone harboring hatred. Facing the divine punishment of the archangels, he nearly lost his life. In the nick of time, Estarossa absorbed the commandment of truth. His combat class surged to 88-0, giving him the power to stand against the archangels. But seeking even greater power, ignored the commandment's rejection and forcibly absorbed the commandment of silence. His combat class hit 145-0, instantly repelling 2 of the archangels. However, as the forbidden curse was lifted, Mael was restored to his true self. Upon learning the truth of Gauther's actions, an enraged Mael ignored all warnings and absorbed the commandment of purity. His combat class skyrocketed to 200-0. However, even with 4 commandments, he was still defeated by the awakened Fairy King. On the verge of total collapse, he was moved by Gauther's genuine emotions. Expelling all commandments from his body, he was fully restored as the Archangel Mael. His combat class immediately rose to 320-0. Later, while on the way to Camelot, he saved a falling Escanor and borrowed the Grace Sunshine from him. His combat class then skyrocketed to 480-0. Faced with the powerful original demon, Mael defeated him with ease. Ranked 7th is Ban of the 7 deadly sins, who was originally just an ordinary human. After accidentally drinking the Fountain of Youth from the Fairy King's forest, he gained immortality. His combat class immediately soared to 220. His inherent magic ability is Snatch, which allows him to seize an opponent's physical power. This weakens the enemy while enhancing his own physical attributes. Having had no opportunity to further increase his strength, he relied on his immortality to survive into the late game afterward. Retrieve Meliodas in oceans, he ventured into Purgatory alone. After thousands of years of training there, he finally reached a realm that rivals the gods. His combat class soared to 535-0 later. During a battle against the Endura, Merlin returned the sacred treasure Corch House to Ban. This took his power to another level, with his combat class peaking at 675-0. Ranked 6th is the supreme deity, the ruler of the goddess race. She holds supreme authority and appears in the movie Cursed by Light. Because the 7 deadly sins brought the holy war to an end on their own, the supreme deity descended. Taking to bring destruction, she appeared with a combat class of 550-0. A single bolt of her divine thunder could obliterate an entire kingdom. During her battle against the 7 deadly sins, when unleashing her full magic power, her combat class soared to 700-0, but she was still no match for Meliodas. Combined with Zeldris, they destroyed her with their joint technique Tyrant Killer. Ranked 5th is Escanor of the 7 deadly sins from the moment of his birth. He carried the Grace Sunshine, which determines his power based on the position of the sun. At night, Escanor's combat class is a mere 15. He was once nearly crushed by Galen's casual slap. He almost lost his life right then and there. By sunrise, his combat class instantly surged to 50-0. 760. His immense magic power struck fear into the heart of Galan. 1 minute before noon, his combat class soared to 114.0, but he was still no match for Meliodas in Assault Mode. The moment the sun reached its zenith at noon, his combat class skyrocketed to 500.0, and he transformed into an invincible being, known by the title, The One, the incarnation of heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one with divine sword, Escanor. He instantly took down Meliodas. With divine spear Escanor, he pierced straight through Zeldris, and even fought on equal terms with the Demon King in the late game. However, due to the time limit, he couldn't fully defeat the Demon King, so Escanor finally sacrificed his own life force to push the One to its absolute limit. At this stage, his combat class surged to 798.0. Ranking 4th is the Demon King, the supreme ruler of the Demon Clan. His inherent magic is the Ruler, which converts all weakening effects and attacks into healing and fortification. He was sealed away during the Holy War 30 years ago, aching to regain his strength by devouring Meliodas' emotions. His base combat class is 560.0. After Meliodas absorbed the 10 commandments, the Demon King seized the chance to possess his body, raising his combat class to 660.0. But thanks to the efforts of the 7 deadly sins, the Demon King was purged from Meliodas. Though Meliodas returned to normal, the commandments were retrieved by Kusek, placed them into Zeldris, causing the Demon King to be resurrected once more. Starting with a combat class of 580.0, he began absorbing the magic of the lake. As he gradually reclaimed his true power, his combat class climbed to 630.0. As the battle intensified, the Demon King used an illusion in the spirit world to trap Zeldris in a dream, while in reality he absorbed the lake's magic to finally regain his full strength, sending his combat class skyrocketing to 750.0. However, Meliodas entered the spirit world using Galder's ability, awakening Zeldris and defeating the Demon King, alongside the 7 deadly sins, causing the commandments to once again break away from their host. In desperation, the Demon King possessed the land itself, using its power to try and eliminate the sins. At this point, his combat class was as high as 800.0. Ranked 3rd is Meliodas of the Demon Clan, whose true identity is the son of the Demon King. 3,000 years ago, he was the leader of the 10 commandments. For falling in love with Elizabeth of the Goddess Clan, he was cursed with immortality by the supreme deity, forcing him to maintain his youthful appearance forever. Upon his debut, his combat class was 3370, allowing him to easily defeat Holy Knights during Albion's invasion of Camelot. He retrieved the sacred treasure Lost Vein from Merlin, raising his combat class to 470. Later, Galan of the 10 Commandments launched a surprise attack on Camelot. Meliodas unleashed his demon power to fight him with his combat class soaring to 400, yet he still couldn't halt Galan's onslaught. Driven to a corner, he was consumed by darkness, losing consciousness and becoming a killing machine with a combat class of 10,300. Even then, he was no match for Galan afterwards. Meliodas traveled to the Druid Holy Land to reclaim the power Merlin had sealed away. In his base form, his combat class became 32,500. He later encountered Gloxinia and Droll of the 10 Commandments at the Vaisal Fight Festival. The demonic power erupting within him boosted his combat class to 56.0, allowing him to easily suppress the 2 first kings. However, the 10 Commandments suddenly ambushed him, and Meliodas was killed in the onslaught. Britannia was once again plunged into darkness, and the Kingdom of Lions suffered a brutal attack from the 10 Commandments. Fortunately, Meliodas was resurrected due to his curse, but his emotions remained trapped in purgatory. After his revival, Meliodas' base combat class reached 60.0, allowing him to easily overwhelm the giant Frodrin. In his demonified state, Meliodas reaches a new level with his combat class soaring to 90.0. With a single punch, he completely obliterates Frodrin. After resolving the kingdom's crisis, the 7 deadly sins decide to head for Camelot. Ambushed by Melascula on the way, Meliodas is trapped within the cocoon of darkness. Driven by desperation, he breaks through his own seal. This triggers his transformation into the dreaded Assault Mode. At this point, his combat class skyrockets to 142.0, yet he is still no match for Escanor at high noon, and is instantly taken down by a single divine spear strike. He then falls into a deep coma. Upon waking, Meliodas decides to become the Demon King and begins absorbing the commandments from Zeldris. He then enters a long slumber. During this time, Pan manages to find Meliodas' emotions in purgatory. After enduring countless trials, the two finally escape from purgatory. However, the Demon King refuses to let Meliodas go and seizes in him. This forces Meliodas to awaken his innate power, the Destroyer. He severs the Demon King's arm and successfully flees purgatory. With his emotions returned, Meliodas' combat class soars to 600.0. As the Holy War intensifies, the Demon King possesses Zeldris' body to resurrect in the mortal realm. Meliodas engages in a fierce battle against him to save Zeldris. His power erupts in his demonified state, reaching a combat class of 690.0, yet he still struggles against the Demon King, who has reclaimed his full power. Soon after, the rest of the 7 deadly sins arrive to provide support. Meliodas pushes his assault mode to its absolute limit, working with his comrades. They successfully defeat the Demon King. At this moment, his combat class reaches as high as 745.0. Following the Demon King's defeat, command commandments are expelled to ensure their total destruction. Meliodas unleashes his true magic ability, the Destroyer. His combat class surges to 1 million as he pours all his power into the commandments. This causes both his immense power and the commandments to vanish together. Ranked second is the Tyrant of Chaos, Cath-Palad, who was born from chaos itself. He is the very incarnation of power, desire, and obsession. He once sought to defeat chaos and become its king, but ended in failure. Banished to the mortal realm, he refused to abandon his wicked ambitions. After committing countless atrocities, he was sealed by the goddess clan and vanished from the world. During his training with the druids, Arthur inadvertently broke the seal and released him. Since then, he had always stayed by Arthur's side. Once Arthur awakened the power, chaos, Cath's evil nature was finally revealed, plotting to devour Arthur and become the king of chaos himself. Though the 7 deadly sins intervened, they were utterly powerless against Cath. As the eternal tyrant of chaos, he is an immortal and indestructible being. With just a single glance, he could plunge the 7 deadly sins into a deep hallucination. Fortunately, Arthur unleashed the power of chaos to devour Cath and merge with him. Otherwise, Cath truly would have been unstoppable. Number 1. Arthur and the mother of chaos. Chaos is a sentient force born from the very consciousness of the stars. With a single thought, it can create entire worlds subsequently. It created the 5 great races, but was ultimately sealed by the supreme deity and the demon king. Residing within Mama Hawk, it embarked on a journey alongside the 7 deadly sins, helping them overcome numerous crises. Once, while the 7 deadly sins were searching for Diane, they were attacked by Monspeed of the 10 Commandments, and Mama Hawk stepped forward, swallowing his purgatory flamebird during the defense of the kingdom of Lioness. Elizabeth was attacked by a horde of the demon clan. On her way to the capital, Mama Hawk charged in once again, crushing numerous red and grey demons. Arthur, the king of Camelot, was chosen by the spirits of past heroes within the Holy Sword, revered as the child of hope for the next generation of heroes. After Arthur absorbed the magic from the Lake of Salisbury, he finally awakened the hidden magic power within him. As the seal on chaos was lifted, the Mother of Chaos chose to coexist within Arthur, and thus Arthur has ascended as the King of Chaos. Now, with but a single thought, Arthur can manifest the world of his dreams.